What's good, guys? I hope you guys are having an amazing day. Because, man, did we do good last week. Man, we did so good. We actually made it on the prediction tracker. I know one of you guys, shout out to whoever's sending my picks for me. You actually sent them all correct. And we did good. I'm going to be adding the prediction tracker on Friday. I'm going to be saying at prediction tracker, these are my full picks and these are my methods of victory. And I think that's a better way to do it. So I'm going to add them on the community post every Friday. Just so we could get on the prediction tracker, guys. Because we did good this week. We're going to go over it very quickly. I want to say, guys, if you guys haven't already, just drop a like, guys. This is going to be an amazing video. Obviously, this is the prediction video for Albazi versus Taira. But we know that there's rumors that there's going to be a new main event. Obviously, through MMA Orbit, they said that they're working on a new main event. Some people are saying Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Walter Walker. I don't know if that's a good source. I'm still going to give you guys my quick pick for the main event, just in case it's still on. But let's talk about what happened last week. We can't talk about what happened next week without talking about last week. We ended up going 8-4. We did very good. This is what I love, guys, when we clean sweep the main card. What's the most important thing about a parlay? The main card is very important for a parlay, especially if you're around here in the card. If you're around here, you need a very good parlay in order to, if you got a 6-leg parlay, 5-leg parlay. But let's talk about it. So, Buchecha absolutely fumbled the bag. He did have positions where he had Martin Boudet's back. Could have tried to sneak in a rear naked choke. Could have tried to maintain control instead of falling off, slipping off. But it happens. It is what it is. He'll be back. Marcus Buchecha, it is what it is. Nguyen, how many times does this guy have to knock down Yaya? Jason Herzog is one of the worst refs. This guy either stops the fight too early or too late. Jason Herzog. I think we need a new Jason Herzog. We need a new ref. We need a good ref. The ref that was refing the fight with Nazim Sadikov and Nicholas Moda, that is elite reffing. Jason Herzog is a prime example of, having a big name, and, that doesn't really mean that you're that good of a ref. Maybe you were good 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but I feel like Jason Herzog's on the decline of reffing. He did do good in the main event, though, so I'm giving him shit just for Derek Lewis and Teixeira. But come on, Jason Herzog, you gotta get on point. Aslan sold the bag, 30-27, rightful scorecard. Billy Lacana, welcome my guy into the win column. Richie, beautiful elbow that breaks the orbital. That's what I love to see from my girl Richie. I will say, though, she does need to get it to the fence. She needs to get it to the fence in order for her to get working. In the striking department, Amanda Ribas was chewing up her legs. She was having a lot of success popping that jab. But Richie knows how to find success in the chaos. That's why I love Richie. Let's go. And Blackshear fumbled the bag. Typical Blackshear. Carlos Leal. Wow, man. Muslim Salikov, I believe he faked the takedown. Overhand right came right after. Leal looked like he was trying to... His hands were low. He finished an exchange. Looked like he was going to try to defend the takedown and then gets hit right over the top. I know Issa Mahasha was very proud. Shout out to all you guys who picked Muslim Salikov. He's an absolute dog. It was a dog-heavy card. Bryce Mitchell, let's go. I gotta say something, guys. I was trolling a little bit too much. I was trolling with Mitchell, and, sometimes, it's just a pick. You don't have to troll. I was trolling with Bryce Mitchell because I was like, yo, Bryce Mitchell is him. Like, he's really him. I was very excited to see Bryce Mitchell win. I will say, though, him getting dropped with that, I believe it was a knee up the middle in the first round. I was a little scared. Bryce Mitchell did get a little dicey. The fight did get very scrambly in the reversals, but after Saeed gets tired, you can tell he doesn't have a good poker face. Krylov gets knocked out against Guskov. I don't think Krylov's in his prime anymore. He kind of wasted his best years in military service, like Korean Zombie. Also, Mabayev, beautiful 30-27. I love it. Also, Mabayev, the GOAT. We got to run it back with Manel Cap. We have to run it back. We're coming for you, Manel Cap. We're coming for that head. And Magomed, I don't know about this, man. Getting your nose broken, getting taken down, going to war with Marc-Andre Barrios. I feel like this guy is not as powerful as I once thought he was. He doesn't have that much power. He lacks power. He lacks finishing ability. And at the elite level, I think he's gonna get teed off on. I think the one eye, he's actually risking a lot. He could risk losing his entire vision. He could go blind. So I gotta give my respect to Shara Bullet, but I feel like if this guy had two eyes, man, he would be unstoppable, man. Already, we know that this guy has a very high pain tolerance. This guy broke his nose, and I didn't even see him wince, squint, nothing. This guy doesn't quit on himself. Magomedov for the dub, but I know a lot of you guys had Magomedov by KO. I had him by KO as well, but the over 1.5 came in clutch. Jan, masterclass over Magny, but I will say Magny was having success. He was tagging him in that first round. He was tagging him. He was finding his shots. Jan was using the collar tie, landing. I love that little sweep that he does. I don't know if it's called like Ulugari. I don't know what it's called, but that sweep, he hit it. And I needed Jan to get one takedown, so that was beautiful. We're going to talk about the bets. And Rinya the Ritter comes in clutch to finish off all the bets, and we're good. This was one of my best nights of betting, so let's talk about it. Obviously, we got to talk about how we did on UFC Prediction Tracker. Shout out to Prediction Tracker, guys. If you guys haven't already, go subscribe to him. I made it to the top. What is this? Top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Top 18, guys. Top 18. Shout out to my boy, Baby Sharp MMA, one of the GOATs in the game. So, we're going to break it down, guys. We want picks. Angelo went 8 and 12. I went 8 and 12. Shout out to me, guys. This is my first time ever seeing myself on there. I started on Prediction Tracker, 3 weeks ago? And now we're on Prediction Tracker, so it kind of feels surreal. And I want to give a big thank you to you guys, because you guys are the reason why we're able to do this every week, so God bless, of course. Now we're going to get into the bets. Steven to win by Karol on points, but man, Jason Herzog, stop the fight, stop the fight, stop the fight, stop the fight. I'm biting my nails, I'm getting nervous, I'm getting anxious. Jason Herzog, you always put me through hell, Jason Herzog. Next bet, also Mabayev live. Guys, I got a new strategy. I go live, I bet live, or I bet before, because Dan Ige, Daniel Zellhuber, and Roman Kopylov, I can't be parlaying people. I started betting live a lot more. Also, Mabayev live bet. Let's go, my guy. Jose Ochoa will be back, and you will definitely learn from that loss. No shame. This guy had great takedown defense as well. And he was catching also Mabayev with a knee up the middle. 4-leg parlay plus 417, under 1.5. Shar Magomedov, money line. You guys know I always take the money line or KO on points, because imagine if I took Shara by KO. This guy would have fumbled the bag. This guy got his nose broken. He went to war with Marc-Andre Barrios. Over 2.5 Marcus Magny fight and Rinya the Ritter. Plus, I will say we had a bonus of main event not going the distance in 6 best bets lock of the week. That didn't come in clutch. But the other bonus, Shara over 1.5, came in clutch. Let's go, my guy. Beautiful 4-leg parlay. Next parlay, 6-leg parlay plus 402. Will this fight go the distance? Yes. This one doesn't go the distance. No. I always put a minus 750, minus 650. And I know it's like, why are you doing that? You know? But just to help me with the legs. I don't mind putting a little bit more money. I put $5 on this, guys. You don't always have to go crazy. I always go 50, 25, 25. I would go 5, 10, 25, or 50, maybe even 100. Shara Magomedov by Karol points. I love that Karol points. Peter Yan to land 1 takedown. That was beautiful. I believe he landed 2. He got him against the cage. He was landing the knees against the thigh, and then he dragged him down, and then Rinya the Ritter to get 1 takedown. But that was a sweat, because Robert Whittaker was looking beautiful early. We went 25. Let's go, my guy. And then this one was a beautiful one as well. 25, over 2.5. Jan Magny fight, just in case Magny won a controversial decision. And the over 2.5 in Robert Whittaker Rinya the Ritter fight, which I should have put this as the last bonus. Instead of the main event not going the distance, I should have put this one. And then, guys, of course, Rinya the Ritter and Peter Yan by Karol. I got Rinya the Ritter in a live bet. I said, you know what? Let's go. Let's go. I see Robert Whittaker's face is red. I see him all red. I think he's going to beat him. Let's go. It was 2-2 heading to the 5th, and Rinya the Ritter came in clutch. And then Peter Yan by Karol on points, and Rinya the Ritter for that. It was one of my best nights, guys. One of the best nights I've ever had. So we're going to break down UFC Albazi versus Taira. Sorry for the long intro, guys. This is one of the longest intros I've ever had. Obviously, with the main event, we know that it might be canceled. We know Asma Bekov got canceled as well in both of his fights. This guy was supposed to fight Taurus Finney and Yorisi. That fight fell through, so enough gish galloping. We got a couple of fights to break down. We only got 10 fights to break down as of now. Obviously, I'll let you guys know my main event prediction once it comes through. Enough gish galloping. Let's get right into it. Let's go. So, let me get to my notes. Here we go. My bad, guys. I'm gish galloping. Piera Rodriguez versus Ketlen Souza. I think this is going to be a very good scrap. I think this is a very important scrap. But, guys, you guys know I was betting on Piera Rodriguez when she fought Ariana Canolsi. This is my first time ever betting. And, obviously, you know, I was very new to the betting game. I bet her, and, man, I was like, what the fuck? Like, she just headbutted her opponent, and she got DQ'd. I was like, what? Piera Rodriguez is the girl who was winning and controlling Ariana Canolsi, but she did get frustrated, and she headbutted her, resulting in a DQ. Her fight IQ is terrible. She does get frustrated. Piera is only 32 years old, 3-2 out of his last 5. Her most 2 recent losses are to Gillian Robertson and Ariane Canolsi. She's coming off of a great win over Josephine Knudsen. Piera Rodriguez, she always plots forward, great control, decent technique, but her striking is wild. 21 takedowns in 6 UFC fights, but you know, if you have a lot of takedowns in a little bit of fights, that means you can't control. So she does struggle with control, keeping her opponent down. But if she has the right game plan, she can definitely have success in this fight. Her grappling was very good against Knudsen, matched up against Ketlen Souza. Ketlen Souza is 15-5, 3-2 out of her last 5. Her most recent loss is to Karine Silva and Angela Hill. She lost to Angela Hill by split. Ketlen forward pressure style, throws with intent. She uses her strength to her own advantage. Her technique isn't the best. She was way too slow for Angela Hill. The pick is going to be Piera Rodriguez, but please do not headbutt Ketlen Souza if you get frustrated. Stay in the game. We saw RDR get dropped by Robert Whittaker, and he still stayed composed. Piera Rodriguez, I need you to stay composed and win this fight, Piera Rodriguez. Let's go Piera Rodriguez for the dub. Give me the over 2.5. I know we had it for the Ricci and Ribas fight. Fuck it. Give me the over 2.5 right here as well. I'll go Rodriguez by submission on points. Let's go Piera Rodriguez for the dub. Let's go, my girl. Let's go. Felipe Bones is back against Rafael Estevam. Felipe Bones versus Rafael Estevam. Rafael is undefeated. He had a successful Dana White Contender Series debut. He had a great win over Jairo Ellis. I will say, this is going to be crazy because Rafael is a guy who's undefeated, and we know 2025 has been the year of undefeated fighters losing, but 2025 is about to be over with. Rafael had a great Dana White Contender Series win. He beat Charles Johnson and Jesus Aguilar in the UFC. Estevam tries to close distance, throwing crazy, always has great forward pressure, wild takedowns, not too much intent, not too much technique as well. He does have full intent, on the takedowns, but he makes it work, guys. Sometimes his takedowns are a little bit sloppy, not too much technique. He does drag you down, does use his full strength to his own advantage. Once down, that's his bread and butter, that's his world. Against Jesus Aguilar, Rafael survived a pretty close, tight guillotine, showed his takedowns and grappling control on full display. Estevam needs to weather the storm to be careful with the sub-attempts from Felipe. Matched up against Felipe. Felipe is a black belt. Felipe is 14-7 at 35 years old. Felipe is 3-2 out of his last 5. He has decent takedowns if he ends up getting taken down. I will say he throws subs off of his back. Hunts for the finish. Felipe is 1-1 in the UFC, losing to Joshua Van by KO, and he beat Jose Johnson by armbar. But I will say, this guy, Felipe, is pretty good. He's a BJJ black belt. The pick is going to be Rafael Estevam for the dub. I like Rafael by submission on points. Let's go, my guy. And by far one of his best wins yet, guys. Charles Johnson. I love that win for my guy, Estevam. Estevam by submission on points. I like it. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Rodolfo Vieira takes on Tresean Gore. Rodolfo Vieira versus Tresean Gore. Rodolfo couldn't make things work his last time out against Andrey Petroski. This is a sketchy scrap. It's going to get dicey. It's going to get ugly, but it is what it is. Rodolfo Vieira is 10-3 overall. 35 years old. We always talk about his BJJ. Very good BJJ. Yeah. BJJ. But you got to be well-rounded. You can't be a one-trick pony in the UFC. He needs to start fighting. He needs to start boxing. He needs to start crisping up his boxing. He needs to get this fight to the mat or else he's fucked. Vieira is 3-2 out of his last 5, beating Dustin Stolfus, Cody Brundage, and Armin Petrosian. His 2 most recent losses are to Chris Curtis and Andrey Petroski. That fight was majority of striking. Rodolfo got outclassed in that fight. Matched up against Tresean Gore, a powerhouse who was decently well-rounded. Tresean Gore has been fighting the who's who since the start. Came into the UFC, lost to Brian Battle, lost to Cody Brundage, and he's still trying to find his groove. He has so much time to get better, guys. I still believe in Tresean Gore. I think he will get another win in the UFC eventually. He beat Josh Freeman and Antonio Tricoli. We know he went to war, and he went out on his shield against Marco Tulio, but that fight showed me that Tresean Gore belongs in the UFC. In my opinion, he did really well against Tulio. I know he took a beating, but he pushed it to his own limits in that fight, to some limits that some people don't know that they have until they get into the arena. Tulio's a very good striker. Gore just needs to put everything together, and he can get it going. The power is going to be on his side and strength as well. Rodolfo needs to wrestle. If he's striking all day, he will lose. But you need to be comfortable in the striking in order to mix in a takedown. Rodolfo needs to be on point because one shot and he can get stunned bad. Rodolfo by submission on points is the play. Give me Rodolfo Vieira for the dub. Let's go Rodolfo Vieira, but low confidence in my guy Rodolfo Vieira. Now another one that might be low confidence. Rinya Nakamura is back against Nathan Fletcher. I know what a lot of people are going to say. Rinya didn't shoot. He didn't shoot last time out. He didn't even shoot. He didn't even wrestle his last time out, but he tried. Mayun Gafurov is just that good. This is a banger scrap. I think this is a very good scrap because both of these guys sold as favorites and are now looking to get back in the win column. Surprisingly, both of these guys have this almost the same record. Rinya was someone who I was very high on at one point. Rinya is 3-1 in the UFC. He suffered his first pro career loss to Mayun Gafurov. He did get up He did drop. He did get dropped by Mayun Gafurov, but he got right back up. I know he didn't have much for Mayun Gafurov, but he showed that even if he gets dropped, he's still in the fight. Rinya has great wrestling. He just needs to use it. I know many will doubt him, but once his wrestling gets going, he is very good. The thing is, though, Olympic wrestling and MMA wrestling are very, very different. We saw NCAA, we saw Bo Nickel and RDR when they went at it. The wrestling was very different. MMA wrestling is not something that you could just come from Olympic wrestling and think you'll do good in MMA. It's a completely different sport, completely different cardio, and you have the cage involved as well. Wrestling is very different, and you have to implement it very differently. Matched up against Nathan Fletcher. He is 9-2, only 27 years old. He got whooped by Colin Loughran. Loughran lost to baby Jake Hadley. Nathan is 3-2 out of his last 5. He was on a 3-fight win streak prior to his most recent loss. Fletcher beat Loughran before on Cage Warriors, and he lost the rematch somehow. Nathan Fletcher broke his leg on The Ultimate Fighter. He still fought through, and he lost by decision to Con Alfley. He has a decent chin, and he has decent durability, and he has a heart made out of gold. He needs to put everything together because he looked like a mess his last time out. The pick is going to be Rinya Nakamura to forget about that one time out, come back reevaluated, come back and implement that wrestling clinic. Rinya by KO or on points. Rinya by 29-28 decision. Rinya needed that loss in order to be the man that he is today. I will say I love Rinya by KO on points, guys. We know that Rinya is fairly new to the UFC, guys. I know he's only 30 years old. But guys, it comes with knowledge, you know, you learn more. You learn more after a loss. Bo Nickel will be back. Rinya Nakamura will be back. Let's go, my guy, Rinya Nakamura for the dub. Nick Klein versus Andrey Pulyaev. Nick Klein is going to be a banger scrap, guys. I have a lot of respect for Nick Klein. On Dana White Contender Series, he's the guy who beat Ronaldo Souza, and he ran to Dana White and he said, John Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. That's Nick Klein. John Jones is the greatest fighter of all time. And he got the contract. He did very well against Mansour Abdul Malik as well. Klein is 3-2 out of his last 5. Both of his losses come inside the distance. His only 2 losses, he got KO'd. He's 29 years old. He's tough as nails. Good height, good reach, excellent jab. Shoots, has good wrestling as well. And it can help him weather the storm. Sometimes when you're facing a guy with power, that wrestling can help you last. You know, survive in the fight. He was bringing it to Mansour Abdul Malik. Matched up against Andrey Pulyaev. Very good striker. Looks to use his height and reach to his own advantage. Looks to keep it on the feet. Has wrestling in his back pocket. He's coming off of that loss to CLD. At only 27 years old, he still has time to grow. This is a tough fight to call. Andrey needs to work on his takedown defense in the middle of the cage. He has great takedown defense against the cage when his back is against the cage. But in that middle of the cage, you got to work on your takedown defense. Andrey's the pick by Karol on points, but low confidence. I'm going to go Pulyaev, guys, but look at this. Tapology's favoring Klein to win. More than likely, you know, after we see the face-off, after we see how they go, I might do a pick flip on Friday, but for now, I'm going to go Andrey Pulyaev for the dub. Let's go Andrey Pulyaev. Show me what you got. Let's go in a fight that I think is very important for both guys. Now, this is a banger scrap. A banger scrap. Stay hydrated, guys. Stay hydrated. It's getting hot. It's getting hot. The weather's getting crazy. Stay hydrated. Dana White Contender Series is about to come up. I cannot wait. Danny Silva versus Kevin Vallejos. Now, Danny Silva... This is one of my favorite fights on the card. Can you imagine this fight being 5 rounds, being the main event, guys? We got, what do we got? Taira Albazi, that fight is canceled. Put this fight as the main event. Put it 5 rounds. We know, okay, we have been seeing a lot of big favorites lose, but I don't care about the odds. I care about who is more capable of winning this fight. Banger scrap. Love this fight. A true striker's delight. Danny Silva's a great boxer with high volume, high output, matched with forward pressure. Touches up the body. Good hooks to the body. Good body work. Lands 7.36 significant strikes per minute. Very high volume. But he still has a negative striking differential. He throws himself right into the fire. He has wrestling in his back pocket as well. But I will say his takedown defense is a lot better than his wrestling. Danny Silva is 2-0 in the UFC, beating Josh Culibao by split. In a fight where that was crazy. He dropped Culibao and beating Lucas Almeida. Matched up against Kevin Vallejos. Very technical in the striking aspect. Kevin Vallejos' only pro loss is to Gene Silva on Dana White Contender Series. That's why I can't wait for this August, guys. It's going to be a bang. There's always some good guys coming from Dana White Contender Series. Very good footwork from Kevin. Light on his toes. Great 1-2. Very fast and very well precise. Very accurate, too. And he can wrap up the neck if needed. He has submissions on his record as well. Kevin is only 23 years old. The Argentinian fighter is looking to extend his 4-fight win streak to 5. He beat Maximilio Perez, Gonzalo, Cam Tag, and he beat Sung Hoo Choi. He finished all 4 of those guys. Danny Silva's also on a 4-fight win streak. Kevin is so new to the UFC. 1 fight and he's still so young. Danny Silva can work to the body. He can have success. If Danny is watching tape, he should watch that fight with Gene Silva, and he can have so much to learn from that tape. The pick is going to be Kevin Vallejos. Vallejos by Karol on points. This is what a true prospect looks like. Daniel Zellhuber needs to take notes. Kevin Vallejos for the dub. A lot of people are going by KO. I like that Karol on points. Let's go Kevin Vallejos for the dub. Let's go my guy. In a fight that I think is going to be pretty crazy. I think that's a pretty... I hope that fight can... dude. Okay, it's on the main card. It's on the main card. I hope that fight stays on the main card. Neil Magny. I don't know why this fight is right after. This fight is not that good. This fight is not that good in my honest opinion, guys. This fight is not that good. But we got to give respect to the true OGs. Neil Magny versus Elizeu Zaleski. 2 OGs going at it. These guys deserve a good scrap. They deserve a bonus. With the amount of people that they face, they always are down to fight. They're always down to fight the who's who. Both of these guys are always trying their best to win. True OGs of the game. Neil Magny is always used as a stepping stone. Neil Magny is 2-3 out of his last 5. There's only so many years you can do this. We know Father Time gets to us all. So shout out to Neil Magny for always being down to scrap. And always fighting, man. And this guy's active. Neil Magny's most recent wins are Phil Rowe, Mike Malott. His most 3 recent losses are Ian Gary, Michael Morales, and Carlos Prates most recently. Neil is well-rounded, good striking, but if you take him down, he struggles to get up. Magny is 22-12 in the UFC, matched up against Zaleski. Zaleski did get knocked out by Chidi, but Chidi's a decent striker. We know Chidi just got submitted by Jake Matthews. It happens. He is 2-2-1 out of his last 5. He went to a draw with Renat, and his 2 wins are Akubar 2 years ago, and most recently he beat Zach Scrogan. Father Time is what makes this fight so tricky. Zaleski had Chidi rocked, but he still lost. Both of these guys are past their prime. I would like to see Magny win. Zaleski has athleticism on his side. Zaleski should wrestle if he wants to win. Neil has only lost to the best. The pick is going to be Zaleski by Karol on points. I like Zaleski by KO round 3, maybe round 2 or 3 KO. Give me Zaleski by Karol on points. Work that cage like Tabitha Ricci. Hold him against the fence. Neil Magny does spend a lot of time against the fence. Hold him, take him down, stall him out, drain his stamina. Zaleski for the dub. Find that late KO, round 2 or 3. Let's go, my guy, Zaleski. Karol Rosa versus Nora Cornell. This is a good fight on the main card. Karol Rosa is only 30 years old, a Brazilian that is looking to get back in the win column. She is 2-3 out of her last 5. Her most recent wins are Yana Santos and Pani Kanzad. She has 12 takedowns in her 11 UFC fights. Decent takedown defense. She lost to Eileen Perez, but the takedown threat made her hesitant. Matched up against Nora Cornell. Cornell is 9-2, 35 years old. But it feels like she's getting everything together. She's putting everything together, guys. We saw Muslim Salikov, guys. You know, he's very, very smart, very good fight IQ. But he's 41 years old. But we saw him being able to beat a guy like Carlos Leal, who's very, you know, on the steroids, very juiced up, you know, power, brute force. Anything is possible, guys. Don't just look at the age and think, boom, it's over. But it feels like she's getting better. Now, especially at this state of her career. Her most recent loss is Jacqueline Cavalcanti. We know Jacqueline Cavalcanti is very good. And she lost to Jacqueline Cavalcanti by split. She uses all 8 of her limbs, looks for a finish, great BJJ on the ground, as seen in her most recent bout against Haley Cowan. Experience, low kicks, fight IQ will play a massive factor here. The pick is going to be Nora Cornell. Nora is a dog. I love every time I get to watch Nora Cornell fight. Nora to use all 8 of her limbs and start working. You need to pressure, and you need to create chaos. Nora for the win. Nora Cornell is going to be the pick. I will say Karol's a slight favorite. Give me Nora Cornell for the dub. My girl. Let's go. Now, we only got 2 more fights. This is actually pretty crazy, guys. This is so weird. This feels like when Macy Barber pulled out against Aaron Blanchfield. The main event was Matus Gamera, Ludwig Klein. Alright, guys. Esteban Ribovics versus Elvis Brenner. Esteban is going to be a banger scrap as well. Put this 5 rounds. Esteban is a very well-rounded fighter. I think this is only the beginning for him. And we know that, you know, Daniel Zellhuber and Esteban, you know, they both fought, but they're on 2 different trajectories, guys. Esteban is very well-rounded, good fighter. I think this is only the beginning for him. He has so much time to improve at only 29 years old. He is 14-2 overall, 3-2 in the UFC. He lost to Luke Radziboev. Luke Radziboev. And most recently, Nasrat Haqparast. Prior to that, he was on a 3-fight win streak beating Kirk, Terrence McKinney, and Daniel Zellhuber. Rybovics is light on his toes, not as technical, but does make things work. His last time out, the only reason he lost, if you remember that, it was 1-1 going to the third. The only reason he lost was because he ran out of time. Like Nick Diaz says, I don't lose my fights. I run out of time. He hurt Nazarov bad, and he had him on skates at the end of the third round. He has great forward pressure. He can wrestle as well. Beautiful high kicks, decent low kicks. Just can run out of time. He can get picked out. He can get picked apart on the outside as well. Matched up against Elvis Brenner. Brenner came into the UFC, made waves, especially after he beat Guram Kutseladze. That's how I found out about him. I was like, whoa, this guy beat Guram Kutseladze? Who is this guy? Then I kept a close eye on him. But he's now on a 2-fight losing skid, losing to Metabek Otabay and Joel Alvarez. Elvis Brenner has a chin on him. Though he can take a beating, he belongs here. Elvis throws big, has volume, gets you down. He gets you to the cage. He can mix in a takedown. But Elvis sometimes gets way too comfortable in the striking department. Esteban needs to get started more early. Esteban is the pick. Esteban by KO or on points. I like Esteban by 29-28, unanimous decision. Let's go, my guy. El Gringo is what they call me. Every time I go to South America. El Gringo, El Gringo, El Gringo. That's what they call me. Esteban Rybovics for the dub. Let's go, my guy. Chris Duncan versus Mateusz Rebecki. This is a good fight. Chris Duncan comes from American Top Team. We know American Top Team. Very good things about him. I believe Kayla Harrison is there as well. Duncan has cashed as a dog multiple times before. He's tough as fuck. Chris Duncan is crazy when it comes to coming back. This guy's the comeback king. Chris Duncan is him. He does have low hands. He eats one to give one. 14 takedowns in 6 UFC fights. He's coming off of a crazy submission win over Jordan Vasenik. Damn, was that crazy. He's now on a 2-fight win streak, beating Balahi Oki and Jordan Vasenik. And I picked against him in both of those fights. So, matched up against relentless forward pressure Mateusz Rebecki. I always think Rebecki's older than he actually is. I don't know why. I think Rebecki's like 38 years old, but then I look, and he's only 32 years old. Both of these guys are only 32. You know how much time you have left in the game? Both are 4-1 in their last 5. Rebecki's most recent loss is to Diego Ferreira, and Duncan's most recent loss is to Manuel Torres. One of Rebecki's best wins is his most recent bout against Otabay. He faced so much adversity in that world war, which was only 8 months ago. Chris is durable, and he's the comeback king. Rebecki has proven time and time again he can bite down on his mouthpiece and have success in the chaos. The pick is going to be Mateusz Rebecki. But guys, I've been picking against Chris Duncan a lot. Guys, I picked Manuel Torres, I believe. But I picked Balahi Oki and I picked Jordan Vasenik. I'm picking against him again. I do not have the best luck fading Chris Duncan. He always comes in clutch. I'm going to go Mateusz Rebecki. I like Rebecki by KO or on points. Give me Rebecki for the dub. Now we're going to look at the main event, guys. I know this main event's not going to probably happen. I know it's going to be canceled. Look at this. MMA Orbit is saying... Let me fix this display. MMA Orbit is saying... Amir Albazi versus Taira Taira is off next Saturday. I don't know if this is a good source. But guys, I like Taira Taira by decision. I was going to say... I'm going to give you guys, obviously... a little bit of a breakdown. Amir Albazi's coming off of his loss to Brennan Moreno. He's coming off his loss to Brandon Royval. I rate Taira Taira very highly. I was going to pick Taira Taira by submission or on points. That's what I was going to pick. And I was going to go Taira Taira 48-47, 49-46, and 48-47. Obviously, we know that Taira Taira is not fighting no more. I don't know if he still is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. This feels so fucking weird. I'm already done. It's 29 minutes. And I'm already done with my prediction video. But I'll see you guys. I'll be live. I'll be live this week. 6 best bets. Lock of the week comes in clutch. I didn't even mention Peter Yan. We're back in the win column, guys. We lost last week. Lock of the week, Roman Kopylov. We're back in the win column with Peter Yan. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. If not on my live stream. Stay tuned, guys. Shout out to Prediction Tracker. Let's go. We're on Prediction Tracker now. We're making big moves. 2,500 subs. 3K. I'm coming for that 3K, baby. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. The best is blessed. God bless. And have a great week. And have an even better weekend. Peace. Hey.